with this next tree diagram question, right? We said a bag contains 3 yellow highlighters, 2 green highlighters, and then it says here that's for one bag. The second bag, which they are calling bag B here, says it contains 5 highlighters. No, bag B contains 5 yellow highlighters and 4 green highlighters. So it looks like both bags have highlighters of the same color, but at different quantities. Then it says here, a bag is chosen at random and then a highlighter is chosen from the bag. So they choose a bag first and then they choose a highlighter. And then they said here, yeah, a bag is chosen at random and then a highlighter is chosen from the bag and then replaced in the bag. A second highlighter is then randomly drawn from the bag and once again replaced in the bag. Draw a tree diagram and hence determine the probability of choosing these options. So everything starts here, right? A bag is chosen at random and then a highlighter is chosen from the bag and then replaced in the bag. A second highlighter has been chosen. Okay, fine. So they choose a bag first and then 2 highlighters afterwards. So the tree diagram, you're gonna choose one bag, bag A, bag B. Once you choose bag A, you're either gonna choose a green highlighter or a yellow highlighter. Green highlighter, a yellow highlighter. So when you choose the second highlighter, same idea. Either gonna choose a green highlighter or a yellow one, green highlighter or a yellow one, green highlighter or a yellow one. Here also, green highlighter or a yellow one. So with this all being said, right, we need to consider the following, right? We need to consider the following. So now let's put our probabilities. The probability of choosing a bag A is just 1 out of 2 bags. Bag B also 1 out of 2 bags. But inside bag number A, there's 3 yellow and 2 green. But then here they said you replace everything when you take it, right? You say yeah, from bag is chosen at random, then you choose a highlighter and then you replace it. A second one is random, then chosen afterwards. Replaced in that bag also. Yeah, so it says here, when you choose a bag, right? Let's say bag A. Highlighters that are yellow, you only have 3 of them out of a total of 5 highlighters. Highlighters that are green, you have 2 of them out of a total of 5. So if you take a green, you put everything back, you still have 5 highlighters, right? And you still have the 2 green ones. For yellow, you still have 5 highlighters, you still have the yellow 3 of them. 2 over 5 for the green ones, since you replace them back. For the bag B, you have 5 yellow ones and 4 green ones, meaning you have a total of 9. 5 yellow, 4 green. 5 yellow, 4 green. 5 yellow, 4 green. So the total outcomes here are as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outcomes. So you can have green and then green before and then bag A. Yellow and then green before and then bag A. And then you have green, yellow, and then bag A. Green, before that you have yellow, before that you have A. You have yellow, before that you have yellow, before that you have A. Here you have green, before that you have green, before that you have B. And here you have yellow, before that you have green, before that you have B. Then here you have green, before that you have yellow, before that you have bag B. Then here you have yellow, before that you have yellow, before that you have bag number B. Okay. So with all this being said, right? You then want to think to yourself, okay, fine. Let's just see the scenario they want. They say, yeah, what is the probability? They say the draw a tree diagram and determine the probability of choosing any bag followed by choosing any bag followed by 2 yellow highlighters. So a specific bag and 2 yellow highlighters. You have this scenario here. and this scenario here. So those outcomes is just gonna be 1/2 times the yellow, which is gonna be 3/5 times another 3/5. You then add this one, you see, bag B is a half, then to get yellow, it's like 5/9, another 5/9. And then all this being done, right? You're gonna have a big bracket here. You're gonna have 1/2. Let's see here, del. 1/2 multiplied by 3/5, and then multiplied by 3/5 again. Then you have to add 1/2 multiplied by 5/9 multiplied by 5/9. So here you're gonna get a big number, 607/2025. For the one, that's that for the first one, right? The second one says any bag followed by a yellow and a green highlighter in that order. So green highlighter, and they say any bag and then yellow and green. So you need yellow coming first, green afterwards. So yellow coming first, green afterwards. So these are the two scenarios. For those two scenarios, it's gonna be a half for the first one. Getting yellow here is 3/5, and then 2/5. 2/5, 2/5. And then down here, getting blue is 1/2. And getting yellow here, it's like 5/9, and then 4/9. Like this. So let's put all this in the calculator.
Just repeat your question again. I didn't get you.
Question 2. So they said they want any bag followed by a yellow and a green in that order. So yellow coming first, green afterwards. This is scenario number 1. Yellow coming first, green afterwards. This is scenario number 2. So the probability of this first one happening, it's just a half times this times this. Probability of this happening, just a half times this times this. So we add up those.
Oh, it's gonna give you 493/2025.
493 over
2025.
2025. Fine. Now for the third one, right? The third one says the probability of choosing any bag followed by a yellow and a green highlighter in any order. So all we need is we just need a mixture of green and yellow in any order. Green and yellow here qualifies, yellow and green here qualifies, green and yellow here qualifies, yellow and green here qualifies. So we have these 4 of them. We have to add up all those 4. So automatically for ourselves, to make our life easier for 3, we know that for this one and for this one, it's already 493 over 2025. We just have to add the top one over here, this probability. We have to add the bottom one over here, this probability. The top one here is just a half, and then we have to multiply by 2/5. Then we have to multiply by yellow here, it's going to be 2/5. So let's just do that. So we have to add here half, 2/5, 2/5. Then you have to add the other one down here, a half, and then you have 4/9, and then you're gonna have 5/9. So all this added up.
Okay. So I got 986 over 2025.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I did basically the same thing, it's just that for the 493 over 2025 part, I just did it again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I hear you. So let's see. Let's see what we can do here. So with all this being said, right? Um, the next thing that we need to do here is question number 4, right? So question number 4 says the following. It says here that, what does it say? Question number 4 says, two green highlighters. What is the probability that you get two green highlighters given that big A was chosen? So we want A with two green highlighters. There's only one scenario where that happens, which is the one at the top here.
It's
Big A,
AGG.
yeah, which is going to be this times this plus times that. So it's going to be a half times 12 over 5 squared.
Wait, it's not a half.
Pardon?
It's not a half. The big A contain, it's not a half because you're only talking about big A now. Before we are talking about both big A and big B. So basically divided it by 2 because it's a half and a half. But since we're only using big A now, it's a whole, so it's 1.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. The only thing is, in a situation like this, right? If they ask, the tree diagram already takes into account everything. So if they say, what is the probability that two green highlighters are given, then that big A was chosen. So you have to consider the probability of choosing big A in the first place, which is still just 1/2. You see, the fact
Huh?
that we are, what they said here, draw a tree diagram and hence determine the probability of choosing the following. So this tree diagram is the way it is. So when they're asking for the probability that we choose two highlighters, given that bag A was chosen. So you see, firstly, bag A has to be chosen. You see that bag A has to be chosen here. You see, so if they
Yeah.
say bag A was chosen, it means that when bag A was chosen, you have to consider that probability also. So the probability that bag A was chosen is a half. And then the probability that you get green is 2/5. And then the probability that you get green afterwards is another 2/5. That's how you multiply all the probabilities.
If I be honest with you, I'm not agreeing with you here.
No, I get you. I get you. The only thing is with probability questions, right? You have to remember this question is saying we have to determine the probability of choosing two green highlighters given that bag A was chosen. So if they said we're only picking from bag A, we would only need to consider, let's say 5/2 times 5/2 and would end there. But then they said here we need to get the probability of choosing two green highlighters given that bag A was chosen, meaning we have to consider the probability of choosing bag A first. After we consider the probability of choosing bag number A, we then have to consider the probability of then getting two highlighters after bag A is chosen. It's the same for all these questions. If they say you're choosing from any bag, that's why you have to consider the probability of a half for the first one and a half for the next one. Then you add those probabilities. A half for the first one, a half for the second one, you add those probabilities. Here you're only considering bag A, so you only take this half, you don't add anything else. Because you see, with all these other probabilities, we were adding all these other stuff. The half for this one, we add the half for that one. Here we take the half for the one, we add, then we take the half for the other one. Lastly, here we took the half for the one, the other one, the third one, the fourth one. But then with this particular question, we're only considering how the probability of choosing A is just a half only. And then the probability of then choosing a green is this, the probability of choosing a green afterwards is that. With tree diagram questions, all you have to do is to look at these scenarios. You see, all these scenarios are already giving you your answers. Because if they say 2 green highlighters for bag A, you look at everything where bag A is, and then you just choose the probability, just to the scenario that has 2 greens, which is giving us the 2/25 there.
No, I get you. I also did that at first, but then
What is the back of, what is the back?
I'm hoping that they won't ask questions like this because
Wha-
the English is a bit confusing.
No, they're gonna ask questions like this. The only thing is, if you have your tree diagram, right? If you have your tree diagram, just remember that you only need to look at the scenarios that you have here to find your answer. So you can't be wishing that they don't ask questions like that when these are the normal questions that they ask.
Now, I mean, like when they're saying 2 highlighters given that bag A, I hope they put only was chosen. Because when I did at first, I did the half, right? The way you did it, right? And I got that answer. And then when I checked, right, it said 4/25. And then when I tried to do it again, instead of putting a half, I put 1. That's when I got 4/25.
Are you saying the final answer is 4/25?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, 4/25.
The thing
Oh yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Wait, hold on, because this is no. What did I do in the calculator here? Let me just try and do my mental math here. Let me remove this mental math and just put this in the
No,
calculator.
even if you do it again, it's still gonna give you 2/25, unless you put a 1 instead of a half.
Okay, hold on. 2/25. No 2 green highlighters given that big A was chosen. So you're saying the answer, the back of the book says 4/25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can ask about that one tomorrow, because 4/25 does not make any sense. But you can always ask, and then we can always look at it again.
Oh, ask my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I did ask my teacher, and he was like 1. We had to multiply by 1 to get the 4/25 because it's 1 bag. That's what I was told. I did ask him.
Well,
It was yesterday when I went to class.
okay, now I understand, but I still just don't agree with that, because it doesn't make any sense. Because if they're saying 2 green highlighters given that big A was chosen, then whichever way. Okay, if the next one though, no green highlighters given that big B was chosen. Let's do this one and see what that back says. So if they're saying no green highlighters, right, given that big B was chosen, let's look at where big B is and no green highlighters. We have this scenario only. And this scenario only, this is the scenario where it's no green highlighters from big B. So that's going to be a half times this times this, right? So let's check that. Let me see what that is in the calculator, and then you can check what that is in the back. So in the calculator, this would be 5/9 squared here, right? Times a half. This is giving me 125. This is giving 25/160. What does the back of the book say?
25/81.
Oh, wow.
It's because they use 1 instead of a half. They don't they use only 1 bag instead of 2 bags. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fine then. It is what it is. We'll have to dance to their weird music shenanigans. The bottom part, you say 81.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Fantastic.